Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sampatyamutirye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seva Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So starting today, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, we are starting, entitled Kṛṣṇa is a source of all incarnations. So Sud Goswami is pretty much setting the scene to glorify Kṛṣṇa and how Kṛṣṇa is a source of everything. Kṛṣṇa. In Bhagavad Gita also, Kṛṣṇa, he just says in one word, Aham sarvasya matta sarvam pravartati. Everything in the material one also from more days, everything comes to
Hare Krishna. I think Prabhuji, your mic is on mute.
somehow I got kicked out of this thing. I don't know why. In the beginning of the creation, the Lord first expanded himself in the universal form of the Purusha incarnation and manifested all the ingredients for the material creation. And thus, at first, there was the creation of the 16 principles of material action. This was for the purpose of creating the material universes. So the beginning of creation, here it just in one shloka it is explained by Sutta Goswami, but later on it will come in much more details. So Prabhupada writes, the Bhagavad Gita states that the personality of Godhead, Shri Kṛṣṇa, maintains these material universes by extending his plenary expansions. So he himself doesn't come down to maintain all the material universes. He just expands himself. His plenary expansion means on the same level, and he gets it done by them. So this Purusha form is confirmation of the same principle. The original personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, King Nanda, is full with all opulences, all potencies, all fame, all beauty, all knowledge, and all renunciation. A part of opulence is manifested as impersonal Brahman, and part is manifested as Atma. This Purusha feature, because in this verse, the Purusha feature is explained. This Purusha feature of the same personality of God, Shri Kṛṣṇa, is the original Paramatma manifestation of the Lord. There are three Purusha features who affect the material creation. And this form, who's known as Karanadaksha Vishnu, is the first of the three. This Karanadaksha Vishnu, he lies down in the Karan ocean, Karan Sagar or causal ocean, and is also known as Mahavishnu. So from his pores, when he exhales all the universes, pores of when he exhales, all the universes come out. And when he inhales, all the universes go back inside the pores of his body. So many times when people say, no, this Trinity is what we believe in, or this is what, according to Hindu scriptures, this Trinity is the ultimate Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So one should ask them which Vishnu we are talking about, because here we will see there are three Vishnus actually. Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Kshirodaksha Vishnu. So you ask them, which Vishnu are we talking about? Then they'll get confused, oh, we don't know. Then they themselves get surprised. Oh, how come there are three Vishnus? We didn't know why. We are just heard of only one Vishnu. Because they themselves don't know the scriptures. So Bhagavatam explains in lots of details. So the first expansion for the material creation, otherwise the expansions are many. So the Purusha features who affect the material creation is, first expansion is Kṛṣṇa Vishnu. The others are known as Garbhodaksha Vishnu and Kshirodaksha Vishnu, which we shall know one after another. The innumerable universes are generated from the skin holes of this Kṛṣṇa Vishnu. And in each one of the universes, the Lord enters as Garbhodaksha Vishnu. Very technical, so I'll go over everything. It's important to know. Otherwise, we ourselves will remain confused about the creation part. In Bhagavad Gita, it's also mentioned that the material world is created at certain intervals and then again destroyed. This creation and destruction is done by the supreme will because of the conditioned souls or the Nitya Baddha living beings. The Nitya Baddha or the eternally conditioned souls have the sense of individuality or ahankar, which dictates them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. So the Nitya Baddha or eternally conditioned souls, like us, have a sense of individuality, ahankar. We have this ahankar that I am full ahankar with I am this body. And then everything that is belonging to this body is mine. It's for me to exploit, for me to enjoy. But this is where we are wrong. First of all, we are not this body. So anything that is related to body, because this body belongs to Kṛṣṇa, everything related to the body also belongs to Kṛṣṇa. It's our duty to take care of it, but not understanding that I'm the controller or proprietor or enjoyer. It's our duty, yes, but in the mode of a service to Kṛṣṇa. So, which dictates them sense enjoyment, which they are unable to have constitutionally. So this sense enjoyment is because we think I am this body. Because then I want to enjoy. The soul ultimately wants to enjoy. Soul wants to be happy. But when we identify ourselves as a body, then we want to enjoy as a body. That's where the problem becomes. And Prabhupada is writing, which they are unable to have constitutionally. We are unable to enjoy this body because these senses are perpetually actually causes of source of misery. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukhyune evate. Anything arising from the sense perception, it's actually the source of misery. Dukhyune evate. Definitely it's source of misery. The Lord is the only enjoyer, all others are enjoyed. That's why this word will come here in the shloka. This word has come, Purusha Incarnations. What is Purusha? Purusha means the enjoyer. Right now, I am in a male body, and in Hindi or Sanskrit, the male is called Purusha. And female is called Istri. But actually, all of us want to be Purusha if you look at the position of the soul, because we all want to enjoy. That's where the problem is. And our constitutional position is what? We are actually Prakriti, in the soul. We're not talking about the body. As a soul, we are Prakriti, Krishna's energy. Prakriti means energy. So the job of the Prakriti is to serve the Purusha. Purusha or Krishna or Vishnu is the original enjoyer. We are to be enjoyed. But when we take it upon ourselves, I am the male, I am female, then first of all, as male or female, or as animals also, we want to enjoy ourselves. Want to enjoy. The enjoyment is what? Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. It just basically categorized in these four. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And then when this ahankar, this false ego becomes even greater, then I am in the male body, then I think I have a right to enjoy the female bodies. That is called exploitation. It's not enjoyment, it's exploitation. This is where we make the whole mistake. First of all, if I am given any dependence on me, it's my responsibility to take them further up on the path of liberation or bhakti. This is my responsibility. Anybody who has become a leader of any kind, in a household, in a society, in a community, of a state, of a nation, of universe, whatever, his first duty is to make sure the dependents at the path of liberation, not to exploit them. But this is the responsibility given by Krishna. But this is not what we try to do. We try to exploit. Whatever is under me is for me to enjoy, for me to exploit, for me to basically suck the juice out of them. And that's where it's wrong, because we are in this mode of thinking that I am this body. And this is what the spiritual science first teaching us this body. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter. So Krishna or all the Purusha incarnations are the real Purusha. We are the Prakriti. That's why Prabhupada is writing, the Lord is the only enjoyer and all others are enjoyed. The living beings are predominated enjoyers. So we are predominated enjoyers because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So this enjoying tendency is in us. Definitely it's in us. Because everything comes from Krishna. Krishna wants to be the enjoyer. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We also want to be the enjoyers. But the real way of us to enjoy is if we take up this constitutional position of Prakriti, which is as a servant of Krishna. When we serve him with love and devotion, actually the jiva enjoys more than Krishna himself, than the person who speaks out. That's a secret that not too many people know. In fact, about this Purusha and Prakriti, it is said once Mirabai went to Vrindavan and she wanted to meet Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami is one of our 6 Goswamis, very prominent Goswami, who wrote lots of books explaining lots of different philosophical points. So Mira went to see him, and Jiva Goswami was in his bhajan kutir. So the servant outside, he stopped Mirabai. Mirabai was a female, and he told that Jiva Goswami does not meet any females, any ladies. So Mirabai told the servant, of course, she's picturized as just a sentimental, emotional, always singing devotee. Because of her devotion, she had lots of philosophical knowledge. So she sent a message to Jiva Goswami saying that I thought in Vrindavan only Krishna is the Purusha. And Jiva Goswami, when he heard this, just one line, he called Mirabai and he said, yes, you know the philosophy. You can come. Although Mirabai was in a female body, but she was completely at the level of the spirit soul. So the person who's at that level of soul, as a spiritual level, he understands I'm not the enjoyer. Whether I'm in a male body or a female body, all I have to do is serve. This is my own constitution position, is to serve. Serve the Lord, serve the other soul, serve the creation of the Lord, serve the energy of the Lord. Not as an enjoyer, but as a servant, as a loving servant. And when we serve, actually, the jiva enjoys more. What's the proof? Krishna himself, when he looked in one of the jewel columns in Dwarka, looked at his own beauty, he himself got mesmerized. He was encaptured. And he started thinking, what is the pleasure that Srimati Radharani attains by seeing my beauty? What are her feelings? What is her love for me? Radharani is the topmost devotee of Krishna. So Krishna could not understand the feelings of Radharani. That's why he had to take the mood and feelings of Radharani, although in the body of Krishna, and then he had to come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to understand the out of her love for Krishna. So this is the proof that Bhagavan himself wants to take the mood, take the sentiments, enjoy the sentiments of devotee. He took a calm platform. But a devotee never wants to become Bhagavan. He never says, I want to be Bhagavan. No. Let Bhagavan be Bhagavan. I am a devotee. I'm happy as a servant. Because he enjoys more. In spiritual world, this is a transcendental relationship, transcendental competition. Devotee serves Krishna, Krishna becomes happy, devotee gets happiness because Krishna is happy, and Krishna is seeing the devotee being happy, Krishna becomes more happy. Devotee sees Krishna is getting more happy, he becomes more happy. So there's a transcendental competition. In the material world, it's exactly opposite. A servant or as an employer, when we serve our boss or servant, when he serves the master, when he sees a master being happy, he thinks, oh, this guy is going to exploit me more now. And the boss also is always looking for ways and means to suck more juice out of the employees, out of the servants. How can I take more out of them? Why? He's never happy. I've never seen any boss who's always happy with his employees because he thinks if I'm happy, then these guys don't work. The only way to make them work is just whip them off. This is not the relationship in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, Krishna becomes a servant of his devotees also, just like Parthasarthi. Krishna took the position of a charioteer for his devotee, Arjuna. So the spiritual world, material world, they're completely opposite, completely opposite. And from here, we are trying to be qualified to enter into the spiritual world. So that's where we have the problems. Because we live in the material world, we have the material tendencies, we have the material consciousness of being the enjoyer. And to go to the spiritual world, we have to be the servants. We have to develop the consciousness and mentality of a servant. And servant, what kind of servant? Not out of money, because of love. The only remuneration is love or happiness. So that's where when we are on this path, we make mistakes of trying to be the controller, proprietor, enjoyer. Because in material world, we want to be the controller, proprietor, enjoyer. Spiritual world, we want to be the servants. So it's what is called paradigm shift altogether. But this is the path, this is a process. The process of bhakti tries to instill this feeling of servitude in us, feeling of Servitude not out of any compulsion, but out of love and devotion. In the material world, the only relationship that comes close to the spiritual relationship of servant, being servant out of love, is the relationship of mother and a child. Mother serves the child out of love only. There's nothing but love. When the child is little, she gets up in the middle of the night to feed the child, to clean up the child, or the child is sick, then she wakes up. She forgets her own sleep, her own comfort, and she takes care of the child. She nurtures the child. She nurses the child. This is service, but this service is out of love. There's no other bondage except love. So, but here we want to be the enjoyer. But the eternally conditioned souls, forgetfulness of his constitutional position, have strong aspirations to enjoy. The chance to enjoy matter is given to the conditioned souls in the material world, and side by side, they're given the chance to understand the real constitutional position. They're given the chance to understand, because first of all, we get frustrated in trying to enjoy the controllers, because nobody can control or enjoy this material energy except Krishna, because material energy belongs to him. Frustration, and then Krishna himself comes, so he sends his devotees to give us the knowledge of the spiritual world. So we're given the chance in both ways. Those fortunate living entities who catch the truth and surrender unto the lotus feet of Vasudeva after many, many births in the material world, join the eternally liberated souls, and thus are allowed to enter into the kingdom of Godhead. So from eternally conditioned, we become eternally liberated. It's a conundrum. How can somebody be eternally conditioned, become eternally liberated? Time is not there. Okay, I can explain a little. See, in the spiritual world, the time is there, but the influence of time is not there. So the person is there eternally in his position. The soul is Sat Chetananand. Sat means eternal. The spiritual world is also eternal. So everybody is there eternally. And everybody who's there is eternally liberated. Well, again, there are different categories. Those are given in lots of other details in Goswami literature. So I will not get into that category of eternally liberated and then parikars and parshad of Krishna. So just for us to understand, eternally liberated, everybody is eternally liberated there. But when we fall down in this material world, now it is said, when we are in this material world, then we are here since times immemorial. Yes. But the material world, as we just read, the material universe lifespan is one breath of Mahavishnu. So, but this breath of Mahavishnu for this particular universe is 311 trillion 40 billion years. So anybody who is in this material world, for Brahmaji it's only 100 years. For us it's 311 trillion 40 billion years. So this is as compared to eternally as possible. For us it's very eternal, it's a long time. And we could be here in the material universe, not just for one breath of Mahavishnu, but it could be many breaths of Mahavishnu. So we could be just struggling and getting up and down in different planets, on different universes, here in this material world for many breaths of Mahavishnu. But now comparing the time zones between Mahavishnu and Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna is, so one blink of eye of Krishna or any resident of Golok Vrindavan is equivalent to many breaths of Mahavishnu. It's not given how many breaths, but it's understood many breaths. So we could be away from Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. We could be away from him, maybe one blink or two blinks of his eyes. Here it is many trillion, billion, quadrillion years for us. But in Golok Vrindavan, it's only 1, 2, 3 blinks of eyes. So, in comparison to being eternally situated in Golok Vrindavan, what is if we are away from Krishna for one blink or two blink of eye? Hardly matters. So that's why, although we are in the material world, we are called eternally conditioned state. Because of the time period of material universe is such a long, but when we were eternally liberated, we fell down for 1 or 2 blinks of eyes, we forgot Krishna, then we are situated again. So it is considered very nominal, so that time period is completely liberated. And this, but it's not the constitutional truth of Mahatma. Mahatma is the unmanifested form of creation. The whatever gradients required for material creation, when they are unmanifested, they are called Mahatattva. This Mahatattva contains all the ingredients of the material manifestations, including the conditioned souls. And Prabhupada is writing, and this Mahatattva is divided into 16 parts, namely the 5 gross material elements, earth, water, fire, air, ether, and 11 working instruments or senses. 5 knowledge acquiring, 5 working, and 1 mind. So that is the 16 principles of material creation. But obviously, these are explained in more detail in later chapters, later cantos, and it was considered as 28 elements, not just 16. So we'll read over there what are those 28 elements. And this Mahatattva, the Mahatattva is assembled in some corner of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky. And the part which is covered by Mahatattva is called the material sky. So this material creation is compared to what? One corner of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky. And in this one corner, Brahma Samhita says, Ekpad Bhuti. Ekpad means 1/3, 1/4 of the whole creation. And here it is, Prabhupada writing, some corner of the vast, unlimited. And this one corner of the vast, unlimited spiritual sky is Mahatattva. Out of that, they are out of where they are innumerable universes. We exist in those universes. In this universe, unlimited number of planets, innumerable planets. And on all those planets, we are existing on Earth planet now. On Earth planet, there are thousands and thousands of cities. And out of those cities, we are in city Delhi right now. And out of the city of Delhi, there are thousands and thousands of roads, and we are on one road. And on this road, there are hundreds of houses. We are in one house. And in this house, there are few rooms, and we are in one of the rooms. And sitting here, we think we are the prominent controller. We are the only controllers, we are the only that we have. And look at the description of the universe. This part of the spiritual sky called the Mahatattva is only an insignificant portion of the whole spiritual sky. And within this Mahatattva, there are innumerable universes. All these universes are collectively produced by Karnadaksha Vishnu, called also the Mahavishnu, who throws glance to impregnate the material sky. So this is our position. We are just very, very, very insignificant in comparison to even the creation of, we can say, just Delhi. Forget about the whole universe, forget about the whole Mahatattva, and forget about the whole creation. And we think we are the supreme enjoyer or controllers or everything. Without me, nothing will happen. If I leave the body or if I leave my position, the whole system will collapse. Nothing will happen. We are nobodies, actually. So sorry to deflate anybody's ego, bowl of ego, but this is the knowledge we all have to have. And then I have to understand what's the position of Krishna. He is a controller, not just a controller, everything comes from him. And he doesn't even directly control anything. He is enjoying with his devotees. He is letting all his plenary portions to control the whole creation, material and spiritual universes. So how much we should appreciate the fact that he has given us a chance to come back to us. Although we had forgotten, we're thinking we are the controllers, but he's still giving us a chance to come back to his service, to come back to the spiritual world. We should be very thankful to him.
Can we ask question, Prabhu? I'm not hearing any voice. Yeah, there's no voice coming out. I think it's good. Disconnected. I'm not hearing anything. Maybe you are hearing me. So I will put the question so you can answer and we can see it in the recording later. In the last sentence of this purport, it is written that Kṛṣṇa Vishnu collectively produce the universes, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky. So he just glances at the Mahatattva and then the various universes are produced. And earlier it is also mentioned that the universes are coming out of the force of the body of Mahavishnu. So how to reconcile these 2 points?
Audio seems to be lost. Hello?
I'm not able to hear anything, bro. So you
Somehow it kicked me
now I can hear you.
out.
Now, yeah, you are back. Yeah, audio was...
I had one question. I don't know.
Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Here in the purport, in the end, it is mentioned that all these universes are collectively produced by Kṛṣṇa Vishnu, called also the Mahavishnu, who simply throws his glance to impregnate the material sky. So which means he just glances at the Mahatattva and all these universes are produced. Earlier we were reading also that these universes are manifested from the force of Mahavishnu. Very difficult to imagine.
Very difficult to imagine the whole creation, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it is very difficult. I mean, just By his glance, he creates all this. First, by his exhalation, all the universes come out, and when he glances, all the universes gets impregnated by different souls. It's difficult to imagine, yes, but this is what Srimad Bhagavatam explains. It's still better than the Big Bang theory than scientists try to explain.
Yeah, that's very difficult. That's very complex.
Or Stephen Hawking, I don't know whatever in the world he explained or he tried to explain.
And many people seem to be convinced about it and accepted him as the best scientist.
Yeah, because they feel whatever the scientists are saying, because all these scientists have big degrees and they speak wonderfully in English and give all the scientific terms, they think, oh, it must be the truth. Or just because it's given by sages who sit in the forest with long beard and it's given in Sanskrit, so Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, they must be just story of some mythical
Mythology.
stories. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Everything. They cannot.
Yeah, if we are able to successfully confuse people, I think they will believe it. If you want to believe it, if somebody tries to sincerely explain the truth.
Later on, when we read the third canto, in the whole process of creation, it's amazing details. And even in that, we're confused. What exactly is going on? It's hard to understand. What to speak of scientists when they are trying to understand by their, like Prabhupada says, poor for knowledge. They're trying to understand this whole process of creation. And on top of it, they developed this super collider, which was a fake, completely failure. What they were trying to figure out is, when they collide the two atoms at such a great speed, they will figure out how the universe was created. I'm like, how in the world they can even think like that? But they spend so much of money, so much time to create a super collider, and the result is nothing. How can they figure out how the universe is created by colliding two atoms? This is Maya. Ask them to just go and buy this
It's very
shit.
common here in this world also when
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was not asking any question. I just correlating what we do in our daily life also. Like people come and tell us so many, dramatic things, and we simply believe it. We don't question their authenticity. And similarly, the scientists also are doing big lies, and then we start believing them. But when somebody very sincerely tries to explain the truth, we don't want to even hear that.
That's a wrong perception of things. But anyway, I think we should stop here. Everybody have a wonderful day. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
Yes.